boom, 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 boom. Ah! Oi! What's wrong with you? Can't you drive? Get off the road. That's it, I'm going to get you. I'm going to tailgate you. Hi everyone, hold your applause. I know it was a top performance. Catalysts of change is anger. It's a feeling, not so much a thought. And so, as opposed to sadness, which is not a motivator of change at all. So, if you find yourself feeling sorry for yourself, wishing things were different, kind of in that whole state where you're just feeling down, and sadness is a deflator of motivation. Right, it sucks the life out of you, and it's not a feeling that's going to project you to action. I found that anger in a good way, not like in the video that we just did, where you've got road rage. That kind of anger. Look, as you can see, even in that case, that strange person, whoever he was motivated by anger to do something. Now, it wasn't very kind, poor little kids, but it still motivated you. So it was still forced you into action. It forced you somewhere. So if you're looking for change in your life, feel like you're stuck and wishing that things were different, and there's lots of things you can do, but I've just found from my experience that anger was what was the real catalyst. Let me give you an example of how it was for me. I keep referring to these sessions with my clinical psych, but I learned a hell of a lot while I was seeing her. So I was in a session one day with her, we were talking, I was feeling really sad about something. In fact, I was feeling ashamed of something. So when I was at that really sad point, she asked me an unusual request. She said, I want you to picture yourself at this moment in your mind. So imagine an image of yourself whilst you're feeling really sad right now. So I went along with it. I was paying for it and I was an active participant. So I imagined an image of myself at that moment when I was really sad. And so it was kind of like I was over here looking at this image that I had made of my mind over here. And as I was over here looking at this, I didn't like what I saw at all. Like, it was a really sad, kind of pathetic image of myself, which the real image of it, I was in this big dark cave, and I was in the center of the cave, and I was crouched up kind of in the fetal position, and I looked at it and I thought, good grief, is that it? And so the person that I was looking at did not feel empowered at all. Like, there was no fight there to kind of stand up for oneself. And I vowed at that moment that I wasn't going to be that person anymore. That was probably one of the biggest changing moments in my life, just that right there. And what changed it is I got angry. See, I went from feeling sorry for myself to looking at that image, and I got angry at allowing myself to become that kind of person, and allowing others to treat me in a way that I ended up like that and felt like that about myself. So, yes, it was sad, but sadness did not come out of it for me. It was anger. I was angry in a good way. Angry that motivated me to be somebody different, and I had to learn to be more assertive, to say my mind more. And see, I was always afraid of confrontation, hated it. So that was a moment where that kind of changed, where it's like, well, if you're actually going to stand up for yourself, you actually have to, stand your ground, hold your ground, speak your mind, talk to people when it's awkward. And so how do you do that? So, having someone with you, or a group of people, or a friend, or someone who's close who can encourage you to follow through on what you should do when there are times that you're challenged, where basically if somebody's basically inferring to you, well, your opinion doesn't matter, you don't matter, you're not important. A person never says that verbally, but their actions say it. And they can be saying things to you that challenge you. Go away, flies. And it's at that moment where you have a choice. You have a choice to allow that other person to take from you, or to put you down, or to belittle you, and to make you feel small and not worth something. Or you can actually use that moment to say, actually, it's not okay what you said. It's not okay how you've said that to me. That's not very kind. I don't appreciate it. And you actually are protecting your own heart. You're protecting your self-worth, really. That's what you're protecting. And so you have a choice to do that. That's not easy. When I had to first start doing that, because I had never really done it my whole life, it was confronting. It was scary. And I got some encouragement from some people who had some good ideas. And so over time, when an incident would happen or an event would happen, and I would need to say something, little bits at a time, you would get there. And it slowly would change you over time. But it's because of a feeling, the feeling of anger, that actually motivated me to want something better, to want something different. And so sadness is not a feeling that motivates us. If we feel sorry for ourselves, wishing that we were different, it's not going to bring change. It's not. If you end up sad, you end up looking like this. So, as you can see, that person is not doing things. They're usually sitting around. You kind of feel down on yourself. You're moping. It's not a motivator. So how you get to that point, that's tricky. I was engaging the help of somebody else that's how I came to that place. So the point is, you have to be proactive in doing things in your life if you want change. Maybe that means going to see somebody, talk to somebody, enroll in a course, lots of things that you can do that acts as catalysts. But if you do nothing will change. So that's my thoughts on anger. Anger is the catalyst for change, not sadness. And so I hope you got something from that. You can, if you want to stay posted with what I'm doing with LifeWorks, you can become a member so that you can get tagged, I can post my videos, and you'll get notified that there's one there. And if you've got any comments you want to make below, feel free, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, see ya.